They say the world was shaped by Rome. That Alexander carved destiny with a blade. That Britannia once ruled the waves. But what if I told you? There was another empire. One born not of conquest, but of brilliance. Of ideas. Of harmony. Of unbroken potential. An empire that could have redefined civilization. But instead, was erased. Forgotten. Buried beneath the sands of time. And now, as the world wavers between progress and peril, we ask, what if they had ruled? Would our world be different? Better? Or, something else entirely? The empire that should have ruled the world. 1. The dream in the desert. Long before the Caesars walked marble halls. Before the British flew their banners across continents. There stood an empire in the heart of Africa. Nubia. Kush. Meroe. Names whispered in history. But deeper south. A civilization emerged that valued wisdom over war. They mapped the stars when others feared the dark. They wrote in scripts not yet decoded. Their laws respected balance, not brutality. They were not just builders of pyramids. They were architects of peace. 2. The empire of knowledge. They understood medicine, not just to heal wounds, but to protect the soul. Their universities welcomed students from afar. Their women ruled alongside men. Their wealth was not in gold, but in wisdom passed through generations. While other empires sought dominion, they sought understanding. And yet, few today even know their name. 3. The crossroads of fate. But peace is fragile. When trade routes brought strangers to their shores, they welcomed them with open hands, not knowing that behind those smiles came ambition and greed. Empires with swords, with ships, with flags. And slowly, this empire that could have enlightened the world was silenced. But why? Why does history forget those who sought harmony and celebrate those who conquered? Because history is written by the victors. 4. A world divided. Imagine if the empire of balance had spread. Imagine a world where cultures exchanged ideas, not just bullets. Where the industrial age didn't come with smog and chains, but with sustainability, equality, empathy. Instead, we chose steel over soul, speed over spirit, power over purpose. And now, we live in the echoes of those choices. 5. Lost lessons. The old empire had warnings etched in stone. He who cuts down forests invites the wrath of the skies. A ruler who forgets the poor, rules over ashes. But we didn't listen. We built cities that poison rivers. We built machines that burn the skies. And now, we teach children to memorize wars. But not the peace that could have prevented them. What would this forgotten empire say if it could see us now? 6. The letter that was never sent. A scroll was found in a cave, untouched for thousands of years. Inside was a message. A prophecy. A warning. Or perhaps, a question for us. It read, "To those who inherit the earth, remember, it was not made by kings, but by kindness." What kind of empire forgets that? 7. The empire that lingers. But here's the truth. That empire, it never truly died. It lives, in music. In rhythm. In the resilience of every people once colonized. In the child inventing clean energy in Kenya. In the elder teaching ancient songs in Ethiopia. It pulses in every heartbeat that refuses to be forgotten. 8. Reclaiming the story. History didn't erase the empire. We just stopped looking. But now, we remember. And in remembering, we reclaim. Because empires of the future won't be built by armies. They'll be built by ideas. By those brave enough to imagine differently. And this time, we write the story together. We stand at a crossroads. Much like they once did. Do we choose division, or dialogue? Control, or compassion? Another empire built on sand. Or a new one, built on soul? The choice is no longer theirs. It's ours. And history is still watching. The king's decision. I hold the final scroll in my hands. It is said to reveal what the empire foresaw. About our time. About our fate. But I haven't read it yet. Not until you answer this. If you were to build the empire that should have ruled the world, what would you build it on? Because tomorrow, I open the scroll. And what I find inside will depend on what you choose today. If this story moved you, if you believe history is not just what was, but what could still be, like, share, and tell someone. There was once an empire that could have changed everything. And maybe, it still can.